Well, good afternoon. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey
Welcome,
guys.
welcome, and thank you for joining us again for another episode of the Digital Factor. I am Kelly Biggs, and I am joined by Jim Filatico and Vic Sharma. We're missing one of our amigos, John Maniatis, who is unable to attend. We're definitely thinking about him, and he will be back next month, we promise. And so, hello, guys.
Hey Kelly.
Hey, I know we have one that is full packed. And so, um, Jim, I'm going to just go ahead and turn the ball over to you to tell the good people what we're talking about. And I know you have a few housekeeping things.
Sure. Well, thanks, Kelly. Yeah. First of all, we are going to talk about paid advertising this week and or this month. And so, first of all, if you have any questions or comments while we're talking about this, please put them in the chat and we'll attack them at the end. We look forward to your comments. And if we can't answer them right away, we will definitely post them on our LinkedIn page. So, to kind of dig deep, a little bit deeper into paid advertising, we talk about paid advertising a lot on our LinkedIn Lives in the past, but we thought it was important to bring it back up and go a little bit deeper, especially if you think about our last month's discussion about the recession. This is a time when you kind of when marketers can lean into and take advantage of their competitors kind of backing off of advertising. Marketing sometimes is the first thing they cut back. And like we said last week, John was very strong about this. Don't. Right. So this is an opportunity to do that. And at times, in different situations, it may be less expensive per click, depending on the type of ads you do now versus at normal times. So the other thing that's important to understand or to realize is as an advertiser, your competitors are getting more sophisticated. They're not just doing it on their own. They may be using agencies, or at least they're using automation or artificial intelligence. They're doing A/B testing. They're really kind of leaning into digital marketing. It's become more and more popular, and they're using analytics, Kelly's favorite subject. But they're using analytics to really find out if they're getting a good return on investment. So it's really important that if you're going to do this, that you do put a strategy together, and B, that you're determining your ROI. So anyway, a few of the ones that I'm going to talk about today, I'll get started. First one is paid search ads, and paid search ads is the most common type that you'll see out there. That's when, as a searcher, if you say plumbers near me, like what's on the screen, what comes up. And if you look where the arrows are, that it says ad right next to it. It shows at the top and the bottom of the first page of your Google search. And it's a great way to get on that first page if you're not showing up organically. So if your SEO is not engaged or your website's not showing up, this is a great way to kind of pay to play, as Kelly says. So paid search ads, most common, and something that most people can take advantage of, and it works really, really well. The next one is called display ads. Display ads are typically a picture and some text. It can be very targeted, where you set it up where your target audience wants to see this kind of information, but at times it can be distracting. It can be very random. So display ads, my opinion, are good and bad. I think they can show up and build your brand because you are able to target, but sometimes they're a little distracting. But it does give you another chance to convert.
Hey, Jim, I would say, would you agree? Done well is targeted. Done wrong is disruptive.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about that strategy and setting up the campaigns properly, and we've seen both. I would say. And the last one I want to talk about is remarketing ads, and remarketing ads work really, really well. If you think about it, as a searcher, you search for plumbers near me. You don't really convert. You don't click anywhere. You may go to a website, but you don't make that call, or you don't fill out a form for someone to call you back, and you leave the website. And the next thing you know, you're just on Google, you're messing around on Google, and you'll see an ad pop up. And it's that same plumbing company that you clicked on, but you didn't convert to. You didn't call them, you didn't fill out that form. So it's just a little friendly reminder like, hey, we still want your business. And we'd love you to convert. We'd love you to give us a call. So this is a great way to really emphasize and help out your paid search ads is using remarketing ads. It keeps you top of mind with your potential clients. And again, another chance to convert. So those are the three that I wanted to talk about. Kelly's going to talk about one that we really like. We think that people that fit into this can really lean into, and it's called local service ads. So take
Hey
it away,
Jim,
Kelly.
before we go to Kelly with the local service ads, just a comment, right? And my experience has been that, especially with those remarketing ads, they're very cost effective. So something to share with the audience.
Very true. Very true. Yep. They
All
convert
right.
really well.
And very
Go ahead,
effective.
Kelly.
Yeah, sure thing. So local services ads, what are they? Well, a lot of people don't know about it, but it is another form of a Google ad that is extremely targeted. And what happens with it, if we stay with the same plumbing, if you put in your search for plumbers near me, then what happens is above the ads, there's this other section, and you might have seen it sometime. It'll display 3. As you see on a mobile, it doesn't display 3 though, right? You'll see 2, and you have to kind of swipe to the side. But you'll see it tells you the name of the plumber. It tells you how many stars they have, and you can swipe to see more. And then you see this Google guaranteed. Well, what's that? Google guarantees them. So what do you think that does to the trust if one person has Google guaranteed and others don't? Or even if I'm thinking about these ads versus these, I think these must be better because Google guaranteed them. I mean, wow, that must be huge. But how do you do that? There's a process. And always in Google fashion, they will step you to it through it. I have done these for clients, and I will tell you it's a process. You have to be patient, and you just have to go through it, or give it to somebody who knows how to go through it on your behalf, because it can be a bit time consuming. However, the other thing so what happens is you as I say, you go here. Unfortunately, everybody can't use it. It's only for certain professions. And if you're wondering if you're one, I can tell you some of the ones that do qualify are generally, because they all started out with home services like plumbers, HVACs, those types. But they extended during 2020 actually to many lawyers can use them. And I think it's effective, very effective for lawyers for several reasons. I won't go into them now, knowing that all of our audience isn't lawyers. But if you are one and you're not using it, you should definitely consider, and actually accountants as well. But if you qualify, I can tell you, if it was for digital marketers, you would see my paper, my local service ad up every day, all day. And so let's just take a look side by side. Who would do, like, what's the advantage of one over the other? So with LSA, as I told you, you pay per lead. You kind of pay per lead for PPC, so I couldn't call that a no. I would call this a yes, but. Then the but meaning is that you also have to pay for every click, even if it does not become a lead, right? Is it industry restrictive? LSAs are, PPCs are not. Can you manage your hours? It's so cool that you can in LSAs, right? You could say, I only want to receive calls during these business hours. Pay per click? No. Whenever that click comes in, if they call and you're not able to answer, they have to go to voicemail. So you just want to think that through and make sure you can accommodate that full circle, right? And then this is one of the beautiful things about LSA. They let you record every single call that comes in. And if you're a plumber and somebody was calling for an electrician, you can dispute it. And guess what? You won't get charged for it. So I love that about it. That's just high level. Like I said, if you want more, feel free to reach out to us, or just type in local services ads and you can go out there and see whether it's available for you. Next
Real quick,
thing.
Kelly, real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt. Real quick on local service ads too, is it does bring you down further in the funnel, in a sales
Oh yeah,
funnel. So when
yes,
someone's
exactly.
clicking, they're ready to make that phone call, right? So it's a better lead. It's a more solid lead. So that's why people are willing to do them. They're great that way. And then the other tidbit that I learned on my own, and is that when your insurance runs out or your certificates run out, the things that you need to provide to be Google guaranteed, when those run out, your ads stop immediately. So you have to stay on top of your account to make sure that all those things are on time. But that's
Are
just me. Go
working.
ahead.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's a great points. Thanks so much for that, Jim. And so the next thing I think what I found is if somebody's saying that they're paying for ads, if they're not doing pay per click, you can best believe they're doing Facebook ads. And so, and right or wrong, I'm not sure. I can tell you why I think that they do it, and that's because millions of people log on to Facebook every single day, and so you have a captive audience, so to speak. But before you pay, let's think about what we might want to do. So if I'm going to Facebook, it's generally cheaper than your pay per click ads. But before you get on, you want to understand what your goals are. You want to select your audience really carefully, and keep it simple. And you want to make a compelling image, right? So make sure that it's compelling. But let's go back to the first one, understanding your goals. What I've found is, so there are different things. At the very first thing that Facebook asks you to do is to explain what you're trying to get out of this campaign. Some people try to cheat it, and they're really looking for a conversion, and they understand that brand awareness is cheaper than conversion, so they'll start paying. They'll run a brand awareness ad and get disappointed that no sales came out of it. Well, my question is, how many likes did you get? How many new followers did you get? Because that's exactly what you're paying for. So just be really, really clear on that, and don't go. Facebook has worked on algorithms. It's their business. You're not going to cheat them, so don't try that.
You will not beat them.
Definitely, no, you will not beat them. So the next would be Instagram. And so for Instagram, one of the things, because Facebook owns Instagram, is you can generally run those in concert. So you could take the same ad and show it in both places. Is it a good idea? Maybe. Say maybe. And let's talk about why I think it might, when it might not be. And so one of those examples would be is if your primary audience generally searches for you and interacts with Facebook on desktop, then I'm not sure that you need to be on Instagram, right? And if your ad is set up to be optimized on desktop, your Instagram ad is not going to look good, and people are not. You're just going to be wasting your money there. So it has to be mobile friendly. Has to be super creative. You want to make sure that you keep the customer in mind. And I would say when you're working on that creative, make sure that you're paying attention to the heart or the emotional of it. People make emotional buys. They just do.
Yeah, and Kelly, if I could add, like we're talking about emotions, right? Know, feel, do. Remember
Oh,
that.
I like that. No, feel, do. Yeah, they once you catch that heart, then they're going to do something, right? They
That's
feel
Mhm.
right.
compelled to. Nice. I like that. The next social media ad that I'm going to talk about then is LinkedIn. LinkedIn Live is what we're on now. We love LinkedIn Live. It is my baby. Like I could not survive without it, I don't think. And why a LinkedIn ad? Because more than any other platform, LinkedIn allows you to have a human to human sale, in my opinion. Why? Because you're thinking about who, you need to know your buyer persona. Need to know what messages they want. You need to be able to connect with them. If I know this type of person will eventually buy my product, then I want to stay top of mind to them. I want to make sure I present the information to them. Um, they before, I would say 2 months ago, I would say it is the most expensive form of advertisement that you can get to because you can be so specific. But they've made some recent changes to become more affordable. And so I would say if you passed them over before, maybe start to take a look at them, but make sure you have a plan. They now are doing sponsored content, which you probably see. It used to be called InMail. That's it. You know, it can come to your inbox. You can get messages. They even have a chat bot feature that I think is extremely powerful. So just some of the things that they have going on. And so not meant to do a deep dive here, but definitely get you to thinking about, some of the things you might be thinking about if you are going to do paid social ads. And I know, Vic, you get ready to talk about something that is extremely sexy, I'm going to call it. I'm just so, talk to us about your social. They still running social media, right?
Yeah,
Ads.
yeah. Well, I'll put my special voice on, Kelly. Try to. Hey guys. Well, listen. Look, I'm listening to Jim, both you and Kelly today, right? And look, we're all experienced digital marketers, but things are always changing, right? So just having these tips is, I think, hopefully are helpful to me. I'm sure, hopefully, to the audience as well. So, hi everyone. Kelly, thanks for bringing up examples or what are called in-stream ads. And you may not know what an in-stream ad is. However, if you watch videos on YouTube, TikTok, or Facebook, you've experienced them. And as these examples, 3 examples show you here, in-stream ads are short videos that are streamed before, during, or after you watch the video, right? They're typically 15 to 30 seconds long, sometimes can be as short as 5 seconds, and they often come with a skip ad button that allows you to opt out. So you as a publisher of these ads decide when these ads appear, right? They can appear before a video, before a viewer tries to watch a video, right? These type of ads have the best reach because if the viewer wants to watch the video, they have to watch the ad first. Kind of like you pay to play, right? They can also appear at a specific point in the video. Right now, these ads have the highest completion rate because you're in the middle of the video and typically you want to complete it, right? Now, the user experience is not as great because they're disruptive. And then also ads can appear that after you watch the video. And these ads, for a user, they offer that best experience, but you as the marketer or the company, very few viewers are going to stick around to watch them. So that's the downside of those, right? So
So talk to me a little bit more about the disruptive ones, Vic.
yeah, the one that show up in the middle of the ad when you weren't expecting it, that one. So think of it. I'll use a plumbing example, right? So suppose I'm trying to fix a leaky faucet, right? I started watching a video. I'm taking some copious notes, right? And then all of a sudden, this ad pops up, right? So in the flow of what I was doing, it's disruptive, and
Yeah.
and my experience has been it's very annoying, but it's
Mhm.
effective, right? Because hey, I want to see how the story ends. I'm going to fix my faucet issue, so most likely I'll be watching that video.
Yeah. And if I
Yeah.
decide I can't fix it myself, I'm going to
Yeah.
call you.
Yeah. Maybe that ad was a plumbing ad.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, look, you may ask why, as a business, should I invest in in-stream ads, right? So, look, videos have become the way we consume content. So here's an eye-popping stat that this year, online videos will make up 82% of the consumer internet traffic. 82%, right?
Wow.
That's a 15 times higher than it was in 2017, just 5 years ago. So
Wow.
just look at the growth that's happened.
Mhm.
And so I was saying, and it is, you need to hang out where your customers are, right? So if you're a customer, if your customer is spending more and more time watching videos, then a great opportunity to engage them is this via these short video ads, right? And you guys know I often joke around that Google knows more about me than I know about myself, and there's a truth to that, right? And it's because every time we are either surfing the web or we're searching for something, right, there are these digital data breadcrumbs we leave behind. And
Yeah.
for marketers like us, right, this data allows us to serve fairly highly targeted in-stream ads as your customers, as our customers are watching videos on how to make that perfect pizza. Right. So I'm going to give you guys a real example. You guys will recall, right? Yeah. Look, I'm looking for that perfect pizza recipe, guys. So if anyone knows one, please share it. So I'll show you an example, right? So not long ago, you guys will remember that we were at Digital Factor. We're looking for a new project management tool or platform, right? And so here I am watching videos, and long and behold, suddenly I'm starting to see ads promoting, selling these platforms, right? So coincidence, serendipity, not,
Don't think so.
right? Does it? That's the beauty of like, the technology, right? And when it's in the flow of what I'm looking for, what I'm trying to do, I don't mind actually because it's helping me, right?
Mhm.
So we're talking about these in-stream ads, right? So where do you start, right? So before jumping into them, go back to the fundamentals of marketing, right? Who's my audience? What is their customer journey like? How do they like to engage online? What sort of triggers will prompt them to take that desired action, right? And how do in-stream ads in the end fit into my overall digital marketing mix, right? And then do some experimentation. Create or work with your digital marketing partner to develop several similar type of in-stream ads, set up a marketing campaign, and do some initial A/B testing to see which ads are working, and then certainly run that campaign, monitor it, and most importantly, learn from it, right? And when it comes to like the video sharing platforms, most of them offer their version of in-stream ads. Two platforms to consider, the big heavyweights, right? YouTube and TikTok.
Hmm.
YouTube because it is an established market leader, and 75%, if I recall right, of adults watch YouTube. And TikTok because it's of its astronomical growth, right? It was the most downloaded app in 2021. It's come out of
And,
nowhere and it has just taken over.
and Vic, I would say also, just I'm not sure if the audience knows, but um, YouTube is the number 2 search engine out there.
Hmm.
And tickety talk, as my husband calls it, but TikTok, if you are trying to reach Gen Z and younger,
Yeah.
that's your only play. It's your only play.
Yeah, right. And I mean,
104%.
Yeah.
Google owns YouTube, and Google happens to be the number one search engine,
Right. Right.
right? Um, so the bottom line is the future is now, and it's video, right? So if I would recommend exploring how in-stream video ads can be another tool in your digital marketing toolkit to engage with your customers and really in the bottom line to drive growth.
Yeah.
So with that, Jim, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Thanks, Kelly. Thanks, Vic. So we've talked about content as king. I think Vic has just declared video as queen. Just throwing it out there. But anyway, so we've talked a lot about paid advertising today, and there are great tactics. There's different platforms to use, and ultimately, and I think everybody has talked about it, is it's about the strategy. It's about your customer base, your personas, where they shop, where they live. That's where you should be advertising. And so if you're running ads now, if you're running campaigns now and you want us to do an audit, we'd love to. If you're interested in doing them and you're not doing them now, we'd love to help. Reach out to us, send us a message on LinkedIn Live or on LinkedIn or whatever, follow us. But it's important to do. And like I said earlier, now's the time maybe to lean in on paid advertising because of the recession. Now's the time that it may be beneficial for you to come out of the recession stronger and beating your competition. So with that, I will hand it back to Kelly to talk about what's happening next month.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Episode 10 is a wrap, and we'll be on to 11 next month. I am super excited about it. It is conversion rate optimization. What does that mean? It means really turning your website into a lead generation machine, and you won't want to miss it. We have a special guest Martin Grieve, who is phenomenal. And I am telling you, he is a guru. So definitely join us for that. And with that, it's a wrap. Thanks so much, guys. And we'll
Thank
see you
you.
all next time.
Thank you.